Under the bright lights of MetLife Stadium, anticipation buzzed through the air. The iconic venue, known for hosting some of football's most memorable moments, was alive with energy as fans poured in, their hopes and anxieties mingling in the cool night air. Sunday Night Football wasn't just another primetime matchup tonight. It was a crossroads for two storied franchises, each with a proud history and a fan base desperate for a turnaround. Both the Kansas City Chiefs and New York Giants entered the game with dreaded 0-2 records. For teams with championship aspirations, a third straight loss would push them to the brink of playoff irrelevance, making this contest feel like a must-win. For the Chiefs, perennial contenders and recent Super Bowl champions, this was unfamiliar territory. The weight of expectations pressed down on every player and coach as questions about their dominance began to swirl. The pressure was immense, win or face the uncomfortable reality of a dynasty in decline. Every mistake was magnified, every play scrutinized by millions watching at home. The Giants, meanwhile, were desperate to prove they belonged on this stage. With a passionate home crowd behind them, they hoped to spark their season and ignite belief in their fans with a dramatic upset. Their young roster, hungry for respect, saw this as a chance to change the narrative and show the league they were more than underdogs. This wasn't just Week 3, it was a fight for survival, a battle where every yard gained or lost could shape the rest of the season. The stakes were clear. One team would claw its way out of the hole, while the other would sink deeper, facing a long uphill climb. Every play carried the weight of a season on the line. Coaches barked instructions, players dug deep, and the crowd held its breath with every snap. The tension was electric as the opening kickoff soared into the New Jersey night, signaling the start of a game that would test the heart and resolve of both teams. For both the Chiefs and the Giants, this was more than a game. It was a defining moment, a chance to silence doubters and reclaim hope for the season ahead. The battle for redemption had begun, and under the stadium lights, every second would matter. The game opened with defense dominating on both sides. No easy yards, no big plays. From the very first snap, it was clear that both teams had come prepared to battle in the trenches. Every run was met with a wall of defenders, and every pass was contested, as if both squads had something to prove. The energy in the stadium was electric, with fans on the edge of their seats, waiting for someone to break through the defensive stalemate. The Chiefs' usually potent offense sputtered, stymied by Dexter Lawrence and a fired-up Giants front. Patrick Mahomes, known for his improvisational magic, found himself under constant duress, forced to make quick decisions and throw into tight windows. The Giants' defensive line, led by Lawrence, seemed to anticipate every move, collapsing the pocket and shutting down running lanes before they could develop. Kansas City's early drives ended in punts, while the Giants' best chance was snuffed out by a blocked field goal. Special teams became a battleground of their own, with both units fighting for every inch of field position. The blocked kick was a momentum-shifting play, sending a jolt through the Giants' sideline and reminding everyone that in a game like this, even the smallest mistake could prove costly. A huge pass interference call finally set up a Chiefs field goal, but the Giants answered with a Cam Scatabo touchdown, only to have the pat blocked. The back and forth continued, with each team capitalizing on the other's rare mistakes. Scatabo's run was a rare moment of offensive brilliance, but the blocked extra point kept the game within reach for Kansas City. The missed extra point loomed large, keeping the Giants' lead razor-thin. Players on both sides knew that every point mattered, and the tension was palpable as the scoreboard reflected just how close this contest had become. Coaches paced the sidelines, searching for any edge that could tip the balance. As halftime approached, the Chiefs' defense made a statement. Jalen Watson intercepted Russell Wilson in the end zone, killing a Giants scoring threat. The play was a turning point, a reminder that defense can be just as electrifying as offense. Watson's teammates swarmed him in celebration, knowing they had just preserved the tie. Mahomes then led a quick drive, capped by a 54-yard Butker field goal as time expired. The Chiefs' offense, though stifled for much of the half, showed flashes of their trademark urgency and precision when it mattered most. Butker's booming kick sailed through the uprights, sending the crowd into a frenzy and tying the game at the break. The teams went to the locker room tied 6-6, both knowing the margin for error was shrinking. Halftime offered a brief respite, a chance to regroup and adjust, but the sense of urgency only grew as players and coaches huddled to strategize for the second half. It was a gritty, low-scoring battle. Every inch earned, every mistake magnified. The physicality was relentless, with bodies colliding on every play and tempers occasionally flaring. Both teams were determined not to give an inch, knowing that one big play could swing the outcome. The defenses had set the tone, and the outcome was still anyone's game. The crowd could feel the tension, each play met with gasps and cheers, as the chess match between coordinators played out on the field. The first half was a chess match, with neither side able to break through. Every adjustment was met with a counter, every gamble with a response. It was a showcase of discipline, strategy, and heart. As the stadium lights shone brighter and the teams prepared for the second half, anticipation hung in the air. The second half promised fireworks, with both teams desperate to seize control and write the next chapter in this defensive slugfest. The Chiefs emerged from halftime transformed. Mahomes orchestrated a clinical 11-play 74-yard drive, mixing passes and runs to keep the Giants off balance. The drive ended with a pinpoint touchdown to Tyquan Thornton, giving Kansas City its first lead. Butker's extra point made it 13-6, and the momentum swung sharply. The Giants' response fizzled, their offense unable to answer. The contrast was stark. The Chiefs looked rejuvenated. The Giants stuck in neutral. Thornton's touchdown was a statement. Kansas City's offense was awake. The Chiefs' defense followed with a quick stop, tightening their grip on the game. The third quarter belonged to Kansas City, and the Giants were running out of answers. The tone had shifted decisively. Amid the action, cameras caught a heated sideline exchange between Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. Reid, usually calm, was animated, shouting, bumping Kelce, demanding more energy. The moment echoed last year's Super Bowl, but this time it was the coach lighting the fire. Reid's halftime comment was blunt. "We need some juice." The message was clear. Complacency wasn't an option. The Chiefs responded, coming out with renewed purpose and intensity. The exchange became a symbol of Kansas City's high standards and refusal to accept mediocrity. Sometimes, a spark on the sideline is all it takes to ignite a team. The Chiefs' second-half surge proved the point. With the Giants closing the gap to 16-9, the Chiefs needed a closer. Enter Kareem Hunt, back in Kansas City, and ready for redemption. On a crucial red zone play, Hunt powered through for a touchdown, extending the lead to 23-9. The score deflated the Giants and electrified the Chiefs' sideline. For Hunt, it was a personal triumph, a return to form on the national stage. His teammates mobbed him in celebration, knowing the game was all but sealed. The drive showcased Kansas City's depth and resilience. Hunt's touchdown was more than points. It was the exclamation mark on a must-win night. In the biggest moments, heroes emerge. Hunt delivered when it mattered most. The quarterback duel told the story of the night. Mahomes was steady and efficient, 22 completions, 224 yards, a touchdown, and no turnovers. He avoided disaster, even recovering his own fumble in a moment of athletic brilliance. Mahomes' poise under pressure kept the Chiefs in control. On the other side, Russell Wilson struggled mightily, just 96 passing yards, 2 interceptions, and no rhythm. The Giants' passing game was lifeless, putting all the pressure on their defense and run game. Wilson's turnovers killed drives and hope, drawing frustrated calls for the backup from the home crowd. The difference was clear. Mahomes managed the game. Wilson couldn't escape the Chiefs' defense. In a must-win game, the Chiefs' quarterback delivered. The Giants could not. The result was inevitable. Beyond the stars, role players and defense shaped this game. Chiefs linebacker Nick Bolton racked up 13 tackles, while Chris Jones anchored the pass rush. Special teams made the difference. 2 blocked kicks swung momentum. Tyquan Thornton led the receivers with 71 yards and a touchdown, while Hollywood Brown's drawn penalty set up key points. Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt combined for tough, crucial yards. For the Giants, rookie Cam Scatabo was a lone bright spot, 51 rushing yards, 52 receiving, and their only touchdown. The Chiefs' depth and discipline won the day. In games like this, it's the little things, tackles, blocks, hustle, that decide the outcome. Kansas City's unsung heroes delivered. The physical toll was evident on both sides. The Giants lost rookie receiver Malik Neighbors and pass rusher Brian Burns to injuries, further crippling their offense and defense. Running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. and kicker Graham Gano also exited, forcing the Giants to scramble. The Chiefs were without rookie Xavier Worthy and several key backups, testing their depth. Giants' offensive line issues were compounded by Evan Neal's absence. Both teams had to adjust on the fly, plugging holes and relying on reserves. Injuries shaped the game plan and limited options, especially for New York. In the NFL, survival is as much about health as talent. The attrition was real and costly. For the Kansas City Chiefs, the 23-9 win was more than just another tally in the victory column. It was a collective sigh of relief, a moment where the weight of recent struggles seemed to lift, if only for a night. After weeks of uncertainty and mounting pressure, this win felt like a season-saving turning point, at least for now. The defense looked elite, flying to the ball and making statement plays. New playmakers stepped up, injecting fresh energy and hope into the lineup. For the first time in weeks, the team rediscovered its identity, one built on resilience, teamwork, and a hunger to prove doubters wrong. Now, Kansas City can focus on building momentum, sharpening their execution, and chasing the playoff form that fans have come to expect. The path ahead is still challenging, but the belief in the locker room is growing stronger with each practice and every snap. For the New York Giants, the loss was crushing, falling to 0-3 is a near-fatal blow to playoff hopes, and the mood around the team is somber. Each defeat makes the climb back even steeper, and the frustration is starting to show. The offense is in crisis, unable to find rhythm or consistency. Injuries are mounting, sidelining key contributors and testing the team's depth. Questions swirl around the quarterback, the coaching staff, and the direction of the franchise as a whole. Yet, amid the gloom, rookie Cam Scadabo's emergence is a rare bright spot. His energy and determination have given fans a glimpse of hope, but the road ahead remains daunting, with little margin for error. The Giants must regroup quickly, find answers, and rally together, or risk watching their season slip away before it ever truly begins. One team climbs out of the hole, fueled by hope and momentum. The other stares into the abyss, searching for a way out. The next few weeks will define both franchises' futures, testing their resolve, leadership, and ability to adapt under pressure. The Sunday night showdown was just the beginning, a spark that could ignite a season, or a warning of challenges still to come.